Hey guys, what's up? Rich here from richandniche.com, your favorite full stack marketer. Today I'm going to give you a little lesson in internet history. Let's take a look at this cool YouTube channel called Data is Beautiful. They render data, and I'm basically going to provide commentary over this data as it continues to show on the screen. So let's check it out. Let's zoom in here, give it a play. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Get that music up. All right, AOL. Showing its early domination. This is the time when the internet came to the modern world. Do you remember they were mailing out CDs? You'd put the CD in, it would download a little software to your computer, you'd log in, and you'd be there. I remember in the beginning in Canada, we had to pay per minute for the internet. Per minute. I remember my mom racked up huge bills in the chat rooms with my aunt. They'd be like in all these crazy chat rooms laughing up a storm. They love the interactivity of it. Let's take a look at who else is on the board though. Yahoo, big player in the early days, right? Yahoo, big news aggregator, mini bit of a search engine. If we look at the board right now, it's search engine heavy. Alta Vista, Infospace, Excite, Lycos, these were all search engines. Everyone wanted to be that central point in the internet. Netscape, a browser, of course, really a default sort of thing for many computers. It falls off real quick. Who else we got on the board? There's no sign of Google. There's no sign of Facebook. There's no sign of any of these things. We're only in 1999 at this point. So you've got to remember this is a different internet than today. It's a very search-driven internet. Web pages are the thing. Blogs are the thing. News aggregators are the thing at this time. Not necessarily social media. But like, take a look here. MSN and Yahoo vying for that ultimate top spot. AOL with some dominance, but Yahoo starting to come on strong here. Yahoo didn't believe necessarily in the same model as Google. They never had that clean search engine bar. Instead, they had tons of links, tons of ads, tons of news. And although they had the money, although they obviously had the power to take over the internet, I don't know if they had the ultimate long-term business model. And let's take a look. Finally, Big G starting to show its teeth, coming up in top 5. eBay on the rise. eBay changed my life. The ability to sell online changed my life. But here we can see Google slowly but surely starting to come on. But hey, Yahoo really extending its lead. Like, I don't think people ever realized how big Yahoo truly was, right? And here is the beginning of the decline of AOL. Once they're off, you're never going to hear them again. You know, the brand was dead. Never served people with the way they wanted. The internet evolved too fast. Here we are in 2002, right after the dot-com bust. We're going to see some big shifts in how the internet was sort of structured. Weather.com, about.com, ask.com, these very generic internet names, they never last. That's not how you build a brand. That's not how you have staying power. Amazon here in the top 6, no doubt about it, starting to make their claim in the e-commerce world, being that shopping for everyone in the world. Wikipedia finally coming online. Here we go, 2004. Wikipedia, your favorite resource when you're writing your research papers, right? You're not supposed to use that citation, but you did anyways, didn't you? Ooh, MySpace, the beginning of social media. Tom, your very first friend, coming up, MySpace. Everyone in high school is now like, hey, follow me on my MySpace, you know? And I had a MySpace, everyone had a MySpace, but it was crap, right? But it was amazing at the same time. You got one page, you could do some weird templates, you can do some weird, HTML coding there. People loved it. People loved the idea of following other people. People loved the idea of leaving comments. And this is the beginning of the transition of the world into social media, as well as Google's dominance. Once Google took over, there's no room for second place. There's no need for Yahoo anymore. Winning the search engine game was absolutely critical for Google's dominance. Once they got search engine, then they took Gmail, then they took Google Docs, then they took Google Calendar, then they took Google Videos, Google Photos, everything Google. They began their true domination, user-focused, user-first design. But hey, Yahoo's like, no, we're not giving up. We're going to put more articles. We're going to put more games, whatever it is they felt they could do. But let's take a look, guys. Look at that bottom of that board. Who's coming up? It's YouTube and it's Facebook. And they're coming and they're not going to leave. Watch Facebook's dominance in a mere 2-year time period. They go from nothing to third in the internet just like that. Social media is changed forever, and finally YouTube showing its face in the top 4 because video streaming finally had the bandwidth to play nice high quality without skipping. Back in the day, you had to buffer your videos, you had to wait for your videos. There was never that instant streaming as there is today. Oh, and we're seeing some Chinese sites coming up here, Yandex, Baidu, obviously China coming online. More and more users over there. It's not surprising that they're able to get those top websites in the world. But what is Yahoo doing up there? Why are they getting so many page views? Who was going to Yahoo at this time in 2010? I wasn't. I'm not so sure I trust this data. I'm not so sure I trust Yahoo. They've had a lot of issues since they've been a public company. They've had a lot of CEO changes. Did they really ever have the right business model? Hard to say. Wow, I'm so impressed that AOL hung this strong. They must have had a ton of users still using them that had built into the brand for a long time. What else do we got here? Amazon finally hitting that top 5. But watch this growth of YouTube and Facebook right now. This is very big. If you watch this transition, Yahoo finally falling off the page. They're no longer going to be much of a relevant company going in. Here we are, 2012 now. Looks like Twitter's finally just, showing the world that, hey, we are the fastest source of news online. If you want to know what's happening now, you got to get on Twitter, right? And yeah, this is really how much of the world looks today, right? Google dominating, Facebook not far behind, and YouTube, the second biggest search engine now, if you didn't know, billions of videos every single day. Facebook getting into video themselves, right? Maybe not quite in 2013, but it's all about user-generated content, guys. It's all about search and user-generated content. Facebook doesn't make content, YouTube doesn't make content, and yet they're the biggest sites in the world. There's Instagram. Not surprising. Here we go, 2014. Instagram starting to finally take hold as one of the world's most loved social media platforms. Live.com, probably some default website. Baidu there still hanging strong in the top 10. But now we're seeing ultimate dominance, the big 3. And of course, Facebook also owns Instagram. So really, you can throw them in there. But wow, Google's still extending its lead. So many people using Google as their default browser at this point. Every single time you log in, you're coming to a Google page. Everyone's making, 1 to 5 searches every single day. So Google ultimately winning the internet for much of my life, no doubt. And even now, pulling away so strong. Really, really powerful stuff. Couple more years to go here. Internet really in a mature stage, internet at scale, internet around the world, 6 continents, 7 continents, hundreds of countries, billions of users. There's a Russian site, there's a porn site. So a little bit of dancing down to the bottom, but as you can see now, it's very solid. It's barely changing anymore, right? Just Google growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Facebook still growing, YouTube still growing, but at a slower rate than Google. Look at this dominance. Do you understand what Google is? Do you understand how big they are? This video can show you just how big they really are. And yeah, we're wrapping it up here, guys. Look at that. Google, YouTube, number 1, number 2. Do they know something about the internet? Do they know how to dominate? It seems so. No matter who runs these companies, who owns these companies, users decide. They had a great product. YouTube is a fantastic product. Google's a fantastic product. And what can you say? You make a good product online and people are going to use it, right? Here we are wrapping it up. The big 3. Look at the difference, though. Google is like 10 times bigger than everyone else. There you go, guys. Let's take a look at this final picture of the internet. Let's go back here. This is where we basically stand today. We are in February 2020 at the recording of this video. Google, 3 times bigger than its own site, YouTube, taking up what is this? 100 billion page views. Unreal. Facebook not far behind. I think we are seeing a decline in Facebook these days and a much bigger growth into Instagram. Wikipedia holding strong as the world's encyclopedia. Twitter holding strong as the front page, the first news, the fastest source. Baidu, obviously a Chinese website, very leading website there. Yahoo, really a fragment of what it once was. It's now almost 30 times smaller than Google. And then we have a couple of pornography websites, Xvideos and Pornhub, as well as another Chinese site, Yandex. So it looks like the internet is still about search. It looks like the internet loves social media and videos. And that really shows today. And so hopefully when you create your digital marketing strategies today, you take a look at the landscape of the internet, you assess what works and what's going on, and you find a unique selling point, how you can break out with your website, your app, your product. But knowing history, watching, the big thing to know is that we really shifted from search heavy websites into a mix of search and social, right? Look at these sites: YouTube, Facebook, even Wikipedia to some extent, Twitter, Instagram. These are all user-generated content sites, right? Even Xvideos and Pornhub, those are just aggregators as well. I think that user-generating content is the secret to winning the internet, because no company, as you saw, Yahoo, can really produce enough content that people like. It's too news and mainstream driven. People love user-generated content. So that's the history of the internet, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you next time.